Oh yeah. I was lost, but now I know who I am. I'm the Hebrew son. I wandered through the shadows, looking for the light. Taught to hate my own reflection, caught in lies so tight. But the book opened up and I saw my name. The truth came rushing like a holy flame. I'm not a slave, I'm a son of a king. Judah runs in my blood, I was born to sing. The covenant lives in the breath I breathe. Yes, hand pulled me out, now I believe. Oh, I am the Hebrew son, from the tribe where the lion comes from. You tried to strip my name, but I overcome. The Most High called me by his tribe. I am the Hebrew son. My soul remembers where I come from. A chosen light under your sun. No weapon form can make me run. They told me I was nothing, just another name. But my father wrote my story before I ever came. They hid my crown, tried to blind my eyes, but the Ruach whispered you were born to rise. Do not rise. Zion is calling, dry bones are walking. I hear the chauffeur sound in the night. The sun is rising, a new day dawning. We walk in power, dressed in light. I am the Hebrew son, no more hiding, I won't run. Yeah, has written my song, and to his arms I belong. Call me by my name, I am not the same. I'm the Hebrew son, the battle's already won. I will lace from a white stone, and in the stone a new name.
Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. I made an error when I listed this live stream. I had it on PM instead of AM, and I caught it at the very last second. So I am sorry about that. So we're going to talk about Renee Good and how things have actually changed and how white women are being treated, because ICE is a form of law enforcement. It really is. And they're not handling these women with kid gloves at all. They are roughing them up. You saw what they did to Renee Good. And it gets even worse. ICE came out because they had set up a memorial where her car crashed, and ICE came and destroyed it and picked all that stuff up and threw it away. So they won't let them memorialize her. And they made attempts to put another memorial in the same spot, and they came through and did the same thing again. So have we seen this before? No, but you can see, Karen, it looks like your day has arrived. I said this day was coming for y'all. Y'all didn't believe it. See, these ice ages, I have seen them slam these white women down hard on the ground. And you can see they get right all up in their faces. I mean, they're not playing. And I got another live stream coming at 1:45. Donald Trump wants to give them absolute immunity. So ladies and gentlemen, stay off of these streets. Because if they're given ICE agents, and these are nothing but the same Klansmen, but instead of on the police force, they're working for ICE, they're the same ones. And I'm telling you, with immunity, the bodies are going to start piling up. And unfortunately, we got some of our people already folding. If you go over on TikTok, we got our people, men and women. Oh no, we can't just sit, black people. We can't sit no more. We got to get out there. Oh no, you get your ass out there. Now, didn't we say for the next 4 years we were sitting this out? And there's already people folding. Oh no, we can't just sit and let this happen. Black people, we got to come together and get back out there. I'm like, oh so y'all ready to fold already? Well, they can have at it. Because you know what? Y'all want to go out there? And Donald Trump said absolute immunity. And we're going to talk about that in detail at 1:45. That means they're going to shoot and not even worry about it because they know they got immunity, just like these cops got qualified immunity. So now ICE is going to have the same level of immunity, and you want to go out there? Y'all go right ahead. The ones that want to be out there, go on out there. Don't think ICE won't target you first. They will. They've been waiting for us all this time to step on them streets, and we haven't done it. But if y'all want to do it, you have at it. So today we're going to talk about them tearing up her memorial that they had set up. And they are absolutely doing everything they can not to let the public make a martyr out of this woman. That's what ICE is doing. That's what they're doing. And y'all, stay out of this mess. I don't care what some of our people come online and say. If they feel the need to be out there, let them go ahead out there. But when you start talking about immunity, that means they gonna take your butt out unarmed, and you're not gonna be your family and them are not gonna be able to do anything about getting these ICE agents arrested. They're not gonna be able to do anything. So if y'all want to go out there, go right ahead. Because I'm noticing more and more. And I was like, wow, our people can't even be strong. We can't even be strong during this time and hold it down. We got people already weak as hell. All right. Enough of them. So let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if I can get rid of that. All right, y'all. Please give me a one if you can see my screen. So, I mean, this is not because I feel one way or another about them destroying her memorial. I'm just noticing how different they are treating white women. It is very different from anything we have seen before in the past. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the ones.
Good is a mother that is standing up for our rights and was murdered Renee Good's memorial site was deliberately destroyed by ICE. An emotional protester shouted directly at law enforcement officers, accusing them of ignoring the memorial and showing blatant disrespect toward her. Renee Good was a mother, a woman who had spoken up for rights. Many members of the public came to the site on their own, placing flowers, photographs, candles, and handwritten notes, not only to honor her life, but also to demand answers to questions that still remain unresolved. However, in what should have been a space of restraint and respect, the arrival of law enforcement caused the situation to rapidly escalate. Footage shows officers intentionally damaging the memorial items at the scene, removing, stepping on, and clearing away the objects placed in Renee Good's memory, while pushing the gathered crowd in the process. When protesters tried to intervene, officers repeatedly issued the same command: back up. One protester completely lost control and shouted on the spot, "This is a memorial for Renee Good. She was a mother." Renee Good can no longer speak for herself, but people are still standing there.
I've got an important question about the situation in Minnesota, the death of Renee Nicole Good. I've been speaking to her father, who is a big supporter of yours, like many Americans are, but he's heartbroken right now.
I can understand that.
He's heartbroken because his daughter is dead, that's obvious. He's also heartbroken because your administration so quickly has come out and said she's a domestic terrorist. What do you want to say to her father right now?
Well, I want to say to the father that I love all of our people. They can be on the other side. As you say, he might be on my side.
He is on your side.
And I think that's great. And I do. I think it's great. And I would bet you that she, under normal circumstances, was a very solid, wonderful person. But her actions were pretty tough. I've seen it many ways in many different shapes and forms. But the bottom line is, look, we have hundreds of thousands of murderers in our countries, killers. ICE is trying to get them out. They were let in through an open border policy of Sleepy Joe Biden. ICE is working very hard to get them out. Their job is being made very, very difficult. And, when you look at that tape, it can be viewed two ways, I guess. But when you look at the way that car was pulled away, there are a couple of versions of that tape that are very, very bad.
So this is simply horrifying. Apparently, 2 minutes of footage immediately following the shooting of Renee Good was released to reporters. And as of right now, they're not going to release it to the public because it's going to be too traumatizing, because it shows the damage that was done to Renee's head and face. But what the video shows is ICE agents picking up all of the evidence as quickly as possible and removing it. Cleaning up the scene and keeping everybody away from the scene so that they can do just that. What normally happens is you have people who are trained in law enforcement, not a bunch of Proud Boys with a mask, who isolate the scene. They block it so nobody could get to the area, and then they preserve the evidence. They make sure none of the evidence is touched. Out of respect for the deceased, they cover the body. Oftentimes, they'll put tents or something all the way around the entire scene so that they can invite all the authorities that normally would come out, each of them having different roles and responsibilities of investigating that crime scene. And within the 2 minutes of her murder, it was all gone. They made sure that that did not happen. And that's why Minnesota prosecutors and investigators were told by the Department of Justice and the FBI that no evidence would be shared with them so that the state of Minnesota could conduct their own investigation, because the ICE agents removed all of the evidence immediately. And if this doesn't sound exactly like Russia or North Korea or any other dictatorship, I don't know what does. I would just say to Trump supporters, if this is what you want, respectfully, go move to those other countries, okay? Because this is not your America. We're not going to be changing that. Yeah, just wait till fucking midterms.
Protesters set up a memorial for Renee Good, and ICE crushed it on the spot. In Minneapolis, she was shot 3 times at close range by an ICE agent, all shots to the face. After the shooting, the case remains under investigation. No accountability has been determined. But the public reacted first. People returned to the exact location where she was killed. They brought flowers, they lit candles, they created a small, silent memorial to acknowledge a life that was lost. Then, ICE officers arrived. There was no conversation, no request to move, no warning. The candles were stomped out one by one. The flowers were pushed aside. The memorial was cleared immediately, as if it was never allowed to exist. The moment was caught on camera. Within hours, it spread across social media. Public outrage exploded. People are no longer asking why she was shot. They are asking something deeper now. Why even the act of mourning a mother was treated as a threat. When authorities can take a life and then erase the public memory of it, the issue is no longer just a shooting.
Protesters set up a small memorial for Renee Good, and ICE removed it almost immediately. She was shot at close range by an ICE agent. 3 shots. The case is still under investigation. No accountability yet. Before officials spoke, people showed up. They returned to the spot where she died. Flowers, candles, silence. No protest, just remembrance. Then ICE arrived. No warning, no discussion. Candles crushed, flowers pushed aside. The memorial was gone in minutes. Caught on camera, spread everywhere. Now the question isn't just why she was killed, but why mourning itself was treated as a threat. And who decides which lives are allowed to be remembered?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like there's no respect for this neighborhood. There's no respect for the city and the state, where you continue to show up with guns while we have these whistles blocks away from where Renee Good was murdered by ICE. It just feels like ICE wants to escalate tension in our neighborhood while continuing to run rampage by tearing families apart. For a long time, I've been carrying my passport, even though I'm a citizen in this country. And that's the heartbreaking part of like literally having to carry a passport just because of the color of your skin. You know, you're not required to if you're a citizen, right, to carry a passport. But unfortunately, the country we're living in, it feels like you might have to.
Well, Jolly, you finally made it out here. What have you been feeling since you've been on the ground here in Minnesota, Minneapolis?
You know, the feeling I had coming out here, to be honest with you, was that the situation's gotten worse. That Minneapolis is under siege by federal troops.
It's a fucking invasion.
These are the feelings I had coming out here. Now that I've gotten here, I realize it was more serious than even I realized. Being at Whipple just last night, as soon as I got in town, dropped our stuff at the hotel, came straight to Whipple Federal last night. Absolute chaos. Pepper balls, tear gas, for no reason.
Yeah, all the time. They're just like, they'll come out, they don't even ask you to clear the street. They just start shooting.
That's what they did yesterday. And then watching ICE rolling through the streets of Minneapolis, shoving people off the road, yanking people out of homes. When I felt like, damn, I feel like Minneapolis is under siege by federal troops, I didn't truly understand how bad it was. And my message to everybody is simple. If it's happening in Minneapolis, it's going to happen in your front yard soon. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Dr. King told us that. This is not a new concept, but it's real life. If you feel comfortable, if you feel like you're watching it on TV, but it's so far away from you, coming soon to a neighborhood near you. These guys, ever since he murdered Renee Good, it has gotten worse. These guys feel like they have what J.D. Vance said was absolute immunity. And so with that in mind, they are being quite bold.
Very bold. I mean, they're just running through, no regard for the law whatsoever. But you've been to a lot of protests and rallies and things around the country. And since you've been here, what do you feel? Is it similar? Is it different? What's the resolve like here compared to other places that you've been and done this?
Well, you know, the resolve feels like the resolve that we felt in 2020. But in terms of the reaction from the government, I'm gonna tell you something. I've been to many protests that have gotten escalated to tear gas and the police coming out and riot gear. But I watched how they became that. And it's generally over a long period of time. It's almost always escalated by the police. Since I've been here, from 0 to 100 escalation from the feds has been like unlike anything I've ever seen before. And Akron Police Department is bad. LA Police Department is bad. The ICE puts them to shame. ICE makes them look like the good guys. It is out of control.
It is fucking wild. No, it's been insane. And I'm really glad that you're out here and putting eyes on this too, because we need as many people out here. Because again, we either beat them here or you're fighting them at home, and that's what we need to do. So anything you guys can do to support across the board, whether that's getting here boots on the ground in Minnesota to make sure that we've got constant pressure and they get no rest until they leave. Or if you can't do that, any of the organizations you can support, the ACLU, MIRAC, any of the organizations that are on the ground doing this, do that. Just sharing all of our content and making sure that people actually see the reality of what's going on the ground, because you've seen how they will fucking lie to you. You see how Christy Nolan out there and blatantly told the truth. It was Orwellian the way that she just said that what we all saw with our eyes is not what we saw.
Right.
And now we're going to keep doing that unless you guys make sure that what we're actually capturing out here on the ground is shared. So thank you so much. And thank you so much for being on.
Hey, thank you, brother.
Federal ICE agents in Minnesota are now using the killing of Renee Nicole Good as a threat against other people in Minnesota, against civilians, U.S. citizens, okay? Born here, raised here, as white as they come. But they are using her killing to force these people into submission, going as far as one officer who was caught on video said, "Did you not learn anything from what happened?" They're using her killing to threaten to kill other civilians. We have the clip. This was originally posted to Reddit. I want you to watch this whole thing. And I want you to see the sociopathic qualities that these ICE agents in Minnesota are exhibiting. Here it is. Now, the man in the vehicle was in no way threatening those officers. His hands, as you can see from the video, one of them obviously holding the phone, the other right up there on the wheel. So his hands are visible. He is doing nothing to threaten these officers. His vehicle is not a threat to them. His person is not a threat to them. And that officer clearly said, as you saw in that video, "You're not going to like the outcome of this, sir. I guarantee that. Did you not learn from what just happened?" So this man, who was not a threat in any way to any of those officers, was threatened with death. That's what they just threatened him with.
And that's going to get worse now that they have immunity. There, like I said, y'all, it's going to be a bloodbath out there. That's one thing we know just from them being police officers. And you can best believe a lot of those cops that couldn't get rehired by the police force, you can best believe they're in ICE. They're in ICE. And why would you leave your house and play right into their hands? That's stupid. So total immunity, absolute immunity, means they can kill all the people they want. They can harm and do anything they want. And according in the eyes of Donald Trump, they should never be in trouble for anything they do. And you think that is not going to go to their heads? Of course it is. It will, just like the police. And as far as, oh, they're lying to us, y'all never cared when the cops would kill one of us and they would get on camera lying. They did it all the time. And nobody that looked like y'all had a problem with it. But now that they're doing that in the case of Renee Good, oh, now you're all up in arms. Only if you were like that, regardless of the race of the person that was killed, but you weren't. And we know why Renee Good is getting so much attention. See, now that they are getting in front of cameras and lying about what happened, now you're all upset. That's been done to us so many times, it's not even funny. Multiple times, countless times. And the same people that are upset now, you weren't upset at all. You weren't upset at all. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for being here. And again, thank you. I saw some more donations today. Thank you so much to the people that donated. And may the Most High bless you tenfold for what you did. So, y'all, I will see you at 1:45. Have a wonderful day and shalom.